Alright, so in this video, I'm going to talk about the while characters in SQL. Okay, so if you see in previously, what we have seen is how we can use a like operator, right? So in the like operator, what we have used? We have used some of the symbols like this. And do you know what the symbols are known as? The symbols are known as wildcards. Okay, so if you see over here for the SQL server, we have this syntaxes that we have already seen. So we have seen the percentage, we have seen the underscore also. Okay, and what you can do, okay, you can also try to explore more with the symbols as well. Okay, so these symbols are pretty easy to to understand. So if I talk about this one, it says represents any single character within the bracket. Okay, so if it says H, O, A and T, it will find hot, it can find hat as well. Okay, so what it is saying, between H and T there can be multiple values. Okay, there can be O, there can be A as well. Okay, so this is how, what you can do is you can try to use these functions. Okay, you can try to use these symbols in order to practice. Okay, because it is not possible to show you everything, and pretty much with this we covered all the wildcard characters. Okay, now we are going to talk something very important called n. Okay, now if I want to show you what n is, and if you remember previously we have done or, right? So let's say if I want to select from this customer data full, let me just remove this one, and from this customer, let me just try to run this first. So from this customer data full, if I try to get all the countries where we have the Spain, how we are going to write it? We are going to write it like this. So first we have learned how to write this using or function, right? So I will just write where the, let's say, the country, I will just copy this, where the country is equal to, let's say, Mexico. So I want all the Mexico to be there. Okay, or or the country again should be equal to, say, UK, right? So I will just write UK, and then I will try to run this one. If I run this one, what happens is all the Mexico and UK will be selected. Okay. Now in this there is a problem, right? So we need to write this country every time, right? And we need to provide this or also every time. But instead of this, what we can do is we can use in operator. Okay. So how we can do that? If I say where country, and instead of this, if I just write in, and then I will do I will open a bracket and I will remove this country and this, and I will put a comma over here. Okay, I'll put a comma and then I will close the bracket here, and then I will try to run this one. Let's see what happens. So you see all the Mexico and UK are giving over here as well. Okay, now if you want to add something else, if I try to run this one, and if I, let's say, want to add Canada as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just write Canada here and close the bracket, and now if I just hit enter, you see Mexico, UK, and Canada are showing up. Okay, so this is how, instead of using or function, you can just use the in operator. Okay, instead of using or, you can just use in, which is really great. Okay, because you don't need to write or every time, you don't need to write country every time. Okay, now let's go over here and let's see if we have something else or not. See, here it is saying where the customers and the countries Germany, France, and UK. That means it will show you all these three countries, okay, in your data. So that's how you can use the in operator. All right, so now if I talk about, let's say, I don't want these three countries to be there, else all the countries should be there. How can I do that? So in that case, what I will do, so we have already seen how we can use not, right? So in this case, I will just hit where the country is not in Mexico, UK, and Canada. That means all the other countries will show up over here. So let's try to run this one, and if I run this one, you will see that the Mexico, UK, and Canada you will not find in this list. Okay, so this is how we can use the in operator and the not in operator as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. See you in the next lecture.